Hello and welcome back, it is me, Tarman, and today we're going to be painting a World War II German photographer, camera guy. So let's hop into that. And here is the figure. His head is not attached, but this is the German photographer right now. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is picking out his pants and his leggings and his collar and his field cap. This guy is an SS, but not a big fan of the SS, but it was the only figure I could find in the pose that I wanted. But, you know, you gotta work with what you got. And the color we're gonna be using is this. And I am going to be making it brighter as we go. So I will be mixing this into it just to make it a little bit brighter, so I can add in the highlights that I will need. But just to start with, just this. And there we are. Now his pants and his gaiters are picked out. Now the next thing to do is that tunic, the camouflage schmuck that he has on. And what I'm going to be doing is mixing these two together, but it's going to be probably like a 2-to-1 ratio. So it's mostly just a darker shade of this, but let's hop into it. And there we are. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is mixing up a lighter shade of the same color, which means I'm just going to be probably just going back to the original color and just dry brushing it just to add a little bit of a highlight to it. Then I want to move on to the camo side of things. But first, let's dry brush it. And there we are. Now that is all picked out. Now we are going to move on to the brown on the camo. And we're going to be using this. And there we are. So now the first part is picked out, and do paint the boots. I did forget to mention that. So now we're going to move on to the orange that goes on there. And we're going to be using this. And there we are. So now all the camos picked out. The next thing to do is the black. And the black we're going to be using is this. And there we are. So the next thing to do really is to pick out that belt buckle. And we're going to be using this. And there we are. Really now the last thing to do with this body is to put a wash over the tunic. Just the tunic though. And I'm going to be using Old Reliable. And there you are. You should end up with something like that. Now really the last thing to do is the skin. And we're going to be starting with this. And there we are. Now the face is picked out. The next thing to do is the eyes and his mouth, which he's showing a little bit of teeth. We're going to be using this. And to clean it up, we'll just be going back to this color. And you should end up with something like that after you clean it up. I did take some black and just picked out little pupils in his eyes. But next thing we're going to be doing now is the highlighting. And we're going to be using this. And there we are. So now we're going to brighten it up. So we're going to be mixing some of this white with the flesh tone. Let's do it. And there we are. Now the last thing we're going to be doing is putting one more color into it, which is a shade. We're going to be putting this. And there we are. He does look kind of weird, but trust me, once you see the final pictures, it will come together. It's just because my light is very bright, so everything is very whoosh, popping. But we're going to do the hair. The color we're going to be using is this. And there we are. Now the last thing to do is just to glue this head to the body and clear coat him. And the clear coat I'm going to be using is this. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. This is going to go into a diorama that I am working on. Hinting at it. The past couple of videos have kind of showed some of the figures and vehicles that are going to be in it. So we're leading up to it eventually. But, yeah. So, without further ado, please like and subscribe only if you want to. I don't care if you do. I'm just happy you guys are watching my videos. And enjoy this montage.